So somehow Call of Duty 2027 was just leaked, even though Black Ops 7 hasn't released, and Modern Warfare 4 hasn't even released, but we are already getting information on Sledgehammer Games' next Call of Duty in 2027. And I gotta say, it's not great news, at least for me personally. Depending on who you are, you might actually think this news is great, but for me personally, this news had me basically drop to my knees. So there's three major parts to this leak. The first part is that the game is going to be a brand new sub-franchise set in the modern era. So one part of that I do actually really like. I like the fact that they're doing a new sub-franchise. That is good news. I was very worried we would be seeing a Modern Warfare 5 out of Sledgehammer in 2027, and that would have been quite frustrating. So I'm glad that they're going to be doing their own sub-franchise. That is good news. But what I don't like is the fact that it's going to be set in the modern era, just because we've had way too many modern era games over the past few years. Just think about it for a second. We had Modern Warfare 2 in 2022, we had Modern Warfare 3 in 2023, Black Ops 6, although is not modern, it does feel modern in a lot of ways. I mean, even some of the guns in the game are straight up modern era weapons. It's very close to the modern era. Black Ops 7, I'm sure, will be further into the future. It definitely looks that way, but we're not really exactly sure if it's going to feel fully futuristic or not. It might feel closer to modern. I guess we'll have to wait and see when that full game comes out. And then, of course, Modern Warfare 4, the year after that, is obviously going to be modern as well. And then the year after that, we're going to get another modern game. They're just doing way too many modern games in a row. I think most of us were hoping that this game was going to be really far into the future, not necessarily Advanced Warfare 2, but at least something closer to that, where maybe it does have exo movement or it has some sort of advanced movement. And it sounds like this game won't have advanced movement, because the next leak says that there will be a big focus on movement, but there won't actually be jetpacks itself. It says there's going to be movement with martial arts style kicks and chops, which I don't really know what that means. Like, is this game going to have this whole reworked melee combat where you're going to be able to go up to people with your fists and like melee them, and you're going to like do karate chops? I don't really see how that's going to work, but to be honest, it kind of sounds a little bit interesting, so I'm definitely curious to see where that goes. That's the one part of this leak that I'm actually kind of okay with. It sounds interesting. I don't need jetpacks in this game. I just wanted it to be further in the future, and it sounds like it's not going to be that. I just hope it's a very different setting than the typical modern era game. It could still be a different setting even while still being in the modern era. Now, this next part of the leak is the part that really killed me. Like, obviously, I'm not happy that it's not futuristic. That does upset me, but I could still see the game being really interesting and fun without it being futuristic. I think Sledgehammer is very talented and can definitely make that work. I mean, hell, even the DLC will probably have futuristic elements to it. They threw a bunch of futuristic stuff into Vanguard even, and then, of course, in Modern Warfare 3 2023, so I'm sure they'll do the same here. Even if it's a modern setting game, they will have lots of crazy DLC maps. I'm sure they probably will throw some laser weapons in the DLC. I wouldn't be surprised. But this part is what kills me. The fact that apparently zombies is currently not planned for this game. Now, of course, that could change. The game still has another 2 years to release, and for those of you who don't know, zombies is usually made in less than that time. Like, frequently zombies is made in less than 2 years. So it definitely could begin development within the next few months even. Maybe they'll change their minds and decide, okay, you know what, we want to do zombies for this game. That's entirely possible, but currently it is not planned, and that upsets me quite a bit. Now, I just want to be clear about one thing. I don't think Treyarch should have made zombies for this game whatsoever. That is not what I wanted to happen, because of course that would end up with Black Ops 7's development being messed with a bit if Treyarch had to move on to Sledgehammer's game instead of just focusing on Black Ops 7 itself. It would also mean they would have less development to focus on Black Ops 8 whenever that comes out, probably in 2028. So I definitely don't want Treyarch to make a zombies mode for this game. That is a good thing that that's not happening. I'm definitely happy about that. But I wanted Sledgehammer to make their own zombies mode. Now, I don't know if the developers even want to do that. Like, I definitely don't want them to feel forced to make it if they don't want to, but I do think it would be really cool to see them do their own take on a round-based zombies mode, because I want to see other takes on zombies. I'm kind of tired of only getting Treyarch's take on it. And don't get me wrong, I'm enjoying Treyarch's take on zombies for the most part. Obviously, I've had major issues with the modern era that they've been doing, but they always change things up. I'm sure at a certain point, they'll have very different feeling zombies modes. I'm sure by the time we get to Black Ops 8, it's not going to feel anything like Black Ops 6. At least I hope not. But I really miss that era from 2014 to 2018 when we had so many different feeling zombies modes. We went from Advanced Warfare's Exo Zombies made by Raven Software, which was not a good zombies mode at all, but I still enjoyed its existence because it felt very different. It gave zombies fans something new to talk about, and that was fun. Then, of course, we had Black Ops 3, which was a masterpiece. Infinite Warfare, which in my opinion is one of the best zombies modes of all time, made by Infinity Ward, and then World War II Zombies came out the next year. I know a lot of people don't like that, but I think it is a very unique and interesting take on zombies, going back to the horror roots and really trying to do like a Dead Space feeling zombies mode in the World War II era. That was awesome, made by Sledgehammer Games. And then we had Black Ops 4 after that, made by Treyarch. And ever since then, we have not had a single other studio other than Treyarch make a zombies mode. And I think we need to get back to that. And it's really unfortunate that it's just not happening anymore. And I honestly don't know why. There's two possible reasons that are causing this. The one reason is maybe Sledgehammer physically does not have the time or the resources to do that, which is just strange to me. Like, why are Call of Duty studios not being given enough resources? That's obviously not the developer's fault. That would be, you know, Activision's fault, just not giving the studios enough time and resources to make a full, complete game. Or it's because for some reason Activision doesn't want other studios to make zombies modes, which also doesn't make any sense to me, because how would a Sledgehammer-led zombies mode be worse for the game than just not doing zombies at all? That makes no sense to me, unless there's a replacement for zombies that is like equally as good as zombies, which is entirely possible. Maybe they'll figure out something, but I really do feel like that third mode in a Call of Duty game should be something as unique and different as zombies is. It can't be Spec Ops. I don't want to see Spec Ops be done in this game, just a couple of Spec Ops missions, maybe Spec Ops Survival. That's not going to be nearly as in-depth or interesting or unique as zombies. Zombies needs to set itself apart from the rest of the game as much as possible. That's what the most successful zombies titles have done, and that's what makes them so much fun and so interesting. So I don't really know what the replacement would be. This leak does also say that Get High is planned to return, which I really enjoyed Get High. That was a really fun mode back in Modern Warfare 3 2023, but that should not be the replacement for zombies. He didn't say necessarily that that is the replacement for zombies, but that shouldn't be. If that was the replacement for zombies, like I said, I just don't think that would be nearly as interesting. Sure, like I said, it was fun, but am I going to sit there playing it all day long, making a bunch of videos on it, having a whole community dedicated to it? That's not going to happen. It's not going to be like zombies. I just don't see that happening. And it really does hurt, because ultimately I was okay with Modern Warfare 4 not having zombies. I kind of came to terms with that a while ago. I was like, okay, Infinity Ward hasn't done a zombies mode since Infinite Warfare. They're probably not going to do one for Modern Warfare 4, and it's not been included in any of the leaks for the game so far. So I was like, okay, fine. We can go a year without zombies. That's not the end of the world. I can deal with that. But 2 full years without any zombies content does kind of hurt significantly. And of course, I'm sure Treyarch will come back swinging hard with Black Ops 8. I'm sure that mode will be probably one of the best zombies modes ever, considering it's going to have a lot of development time uninterrupted, like assuming they don't, do anything for Modern Warfare 4 or this 2027 Call of Duty game. That'll be great for Black Ops 8, don't get me wrong, but why couldn't Sledgehammer make their own zombies mode for this game? I'm going to probably be asking that question for a while now, and like I said, I would like to know the full details. I'm sure there is a reason that makes sense. Like I said, it's probably just a resource thing. Maybe they just didn't have the resources for it, but it still does hurt, because I feel like zombies deserves more, and I just keep going back to that 2014 to 2018 era where we just had so much zombies content. And to really put things into perspective for everyone, because I really want everyone to fully understand what 2 full years with no zombies content actually means, we have not gone that long without zombies content ever. Like, that has just not happened. Ever since it was created back in 2008, we have never gone longer than 2 years without zombies content, even less than that. I think the longest period without zombies content was from the end of Black Ops 2 to Exo Zombies, when that map first came out. And the only reason that was such a long wait was because Exo Zombies didn't have any launch maps. Instead, the first launch map was in DLC. So I believe that was the longest wait we had in between zombies content ever. And that was only like a year and a half, not even necessarily. And you can make the argument that we went a while without like round-based zombies, obviously, because Modern Warfare 3 didn't have any round-based zombies. It was just open world, but it was still zombies nonetheless. It was some form of zombies. And so the zombies community going 2 full years without any zombies content, trust me, it will not be good for this community. I know a lot of people are saying this might be good, it'll be nice to have a break, but I just don't think that's how it works. I think a lot of people will move on from zombies, especially given just how the zombies community works. It's so heavily focused on the YouTube content and people talking about it online. If there's not much to talk about for 2 full years, trust me, people are going to move on. They're just not going to be interested. And sure, they might come back, but a lot of people will not come back. So I do think that will hurt the overall momentum that zombies has had. And trust me, if Black Ops 8 is incredible, I do think it will make up for it for most people, including myself. I'm sure I'll be okay with it. If we get like the best zombies mode of all time that year, people will be happy. But there's going to be so much pressure put onto it to the point where if it's not the best of all time, then it's gonna make a lot of people upset. At least when you have zombies every year, even if it's not like the best thing ever, people aren't going to be nearly as upset because they're not putting nearly as much pressure on the game. To be honest, I think I kind of felt that way about Black Ops 6. Like, I enjoy Black Ops 6 Zombies. I think it's pretty decent, but overall, I've been giving it a lot more slack because I'm like, oh, you know, Black Ops 7 comes out next year. Maybe it'll be better. I know it's not the best mentality to have, but ultimately it's just what our subconscious does. But if Black Ops 7 wasn't coming out next year and we weren't going to have zombies for another like 2 or 3 years, then my overall tune on Black Ops 6 would be quite different. I think I'd be a lot more disappointed with the game. And ultimately, I do think I am in the minority on this. Most people I've talked to online seem to be very happy with the fact that there isn't going to be zombies in this game. Most people have been saying they don't want zombies every year, and I honestly haven't fully understood those arguments. The only arguments I understand are people who say they want like extinction instead, or they want something very, very, very different. But I've also made the argument that I think zombies can be very, very, very different, even if it's round-based. Even if it's round-based zombies every year, I think the studios have the capabilities to do something very different with that. It's just unfortunate that we haven't really seen them do something that different with that in quite a while. And I think Infinite Warfare and World War II are great examples of that. Those are very different zombies modes than what Treyarch did, whether it's tonally, in terms of the atmosphere, like all of that is very, very different. So I do think they could be doing very different things going forward. But if we're not going to be able to have those chances of these studios making their own zombies modes, then we're just never going to see it. Instead, we're only going to be getting a Treyarch mode every now and then, which that doesn't excite me as much as the 2014 to 2018 era did. Ultimately, it's not the end of the world, of course. I'm just quite upset about it, and I probably will be for a while now, but obviously things could change. This could always be a fake leak even. I don't think it is. Charlie Intel's posting it. I don't think it's fake, but it could definitely change. Plans change all the time behind the scenes. They can definitely think in like a couple months, oh, actually we want to do zombies, and then they'll end up making their own zombies mode. That can definitely happen, and I really hope to see it happen. So I'm going to be making as many videos as I can, you know, talking about how much I want to see Sledgehammer make their own zombies mode that year, because who knows, maybe they'll do it. But if the studio really doesn't want to do it, then I will accept it. I think that's kind of the through line here, is that as long as Sledgehammer really doesn't want to make a zombies mode, then I can kind of be okay with it. But the worst case scenario is that they do want to make a zombies mode and they're not able to, or they're not allowed to for some weird reason. That would be the worst case, because I don't want to see Sledgehammer held back from what they really want to do. And to be honest, I truly don't believe that Sledgehammer wouldn't want to make a zombies mode. I mean, literally just look at Modern Warfare 3 multiplayer. That mode had so much zombies influence put into it, like it's quite insane. There were so many zombies things that they put into it. They did the horde point mode. They had so much zombies content brought into the mode. Like, they were going crazy with that. I really do think Sledgehammer probably does want to make it. I think it just comes down to they probably just don't have the resources, or perhaps Activision is just not letting them. And I think that would really be unfortunate. But hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. I would love to hear what you guys think about these Call of Duty 2027 leaks. I will see you on my next one. Peace out.